Okay, our biggest fan has returned. The standing fan. Uh-oh. Do that again, Mike.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think you're milking it now.
We have to boost Mike's mic a little bit this week because he's scratchy-throated. Welcome, everyone, to Around the Mic here on SoJO 1049. This is our weekly podcast full of bonus content for you. I am Heather DeLuca with Mike and Social Spring of The Mike Show.
You're totally milking this. I don't think your throat's that bad.
It's a cough drop.
He's lucky I like him because I despise the sound of somebody with a piece of candy like that or like a mint in their mouth.
Same.
My husband has those round, those giant Lifesaver ones, like the breath mint ones.
I hate it.
Oh,
but I just don't like the sound of
Makes
anyone
so much
eating
noise.
or swallowing. It drives me absolutely insane. Don't make that face.
I know. Spring doesn't want people to live.
No. Oh,
Stop living.
Heavy breathing also it drives me nuts. God, there's a word for it too, and I forgot the word.
Well, here's a question then. Is that how you know a relationship has hit the skids, that it's over, when every single thing the person does just annoys you?
I have
Is that the end of the line?
Brilliant theory for when I know, this is me personally, when I know I'm over somebody.
Yes.
It's when their breath smells. Because I figure if I'm in
Smells
love
good or
with you,
bad?
just
Smells
bad.
bad.
If I'm in love with you, chances are I don't even notice it. I overlook it. Doesn't bother me.
Like you're into it. Like when you're kissing a person and
no, I just don't notice it because I'm so involved with this person. And then all of a sudden I start to hate you and your breath will just smell like a hot garbage truck to me.
They turn into vampires to spring. That's it.
I used to date a girl who got turned on by morning breath.
Ew.
She really loved that.
I know. Oh, I just dropped my pen.
I just like don't even in the morning come at me. Like I don't want yours. I'm not interested in swapping mine.
Mm-hmm.
Morning breath,
Morning breath, I don't notice.
But
too much.
I feel like when somebody chewing, the way someone walks, the way they touch you, if you're annoyed by all of that, like
that's definitely a sure sign. Yeah,
the relationship's
really
over.
Like, don't touch me.
Wife Karen has always annoyed me by the way she eats.
Is she a messy eater?
So
Loud
she's a very
eater?
loud chewer.
That'll
Chews with
do
her
it.
mouth open. And then whenever I'm trying to watch Homeland, the only TV show I watch, you know, Homeland there are certain scenes where it's
You
very
really
intense.
have to pay attention because it's serious stuff.
She pulls out a bag of one of the crunchiest
No.
type of cellophane bags with the crunchiest type
Right.
of nut or chip or something in
Like
it.
she has a speaker inside.
And it's just munching away over there. So I push pause and I do the
I
stare.
don't even have anything crunchy enough
Like
to bother
I'm gonna
you.
wait till you're done chewing because this is a pivotal scene here.
That's why I don't eat Frosted Flakes around people. Because Frosted Flakes make so much noise.
And guess what? I have to eat those. Yeah, literally by myself because they require almost chewing with your mouth open, which is not fair to do.
And I
like you really got to chomp.
I refuse to wait until the milk makes it a little soggy, so
No,
it's less
you want
noise.
it crunchy.
I want them nice and
Crunchy.
that I may accidentally scratch my throat because one was really sharp.
Wife Karen also chews ice cubes too.
Oh no, that's a deal breaker.
Really?
Deal breaker.
Why? Why is that a deal breaker?
Suit and tie boss here at Town Square Media. In our meetings, will bring in a cup of ice and chew on the ice, and I can't, like, when he calls on me, like I've not paid attention to anything that he has said because
Probably
Focused on
wincing in
the
the
ice
corner.
cubes.
Yeah.
I cannot. It is like if I hear someone in a movie theater, if I hear that cup and I hear that ice sliding, I know it's coming, and it is the most irritating thing on earth to me.
That doesn't bother me.
If my husband chewed ice, that would be my mom does it, and I can't call my mom out on it because she's my mom,
Oh,
and
I
it
call
makes
my
her
mom.
happy to do it. She'll reach into the cup and not just go like that. She'll like actually reach into the
Scoop
cup
it.
and grab one. Oh no.
I do that. That doesn't bother me. My mom, for whatever reason, sticks her tongue out first whenever she's eating. I don't think she's realized that you could just put the utensil in your mouth and you'll receive it the same.
Puts the food on the tongue, retracts the tongue.
Exactly.
into the mouth.
She meets the food halfway.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the strangest thing, and she does it everywhere, and I don't think she notices that she does it. And I brought it up to her once, and she yelled at me. I'm like, I'm just trying to help you out because it looks weird.
Yeah, by all means, bring it up again. Just, you know, that's what I would do.
Trying to help her out. And my dad is a heavy breather, and it's always just when everything is silent, all I hear is.
Yes. What if somebody did that while they were eating?
Oh, that's even worse.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep, that's
I have
my
to
husband.
leave the room. I will have to leave the room.
Yep.
That, because I
It's-
wouldn't be able to maintain my composure. I will freak out in
It's
front
as
of you.
if he can't breathe through his nose while he's chewing. It's as if his only method of breathing is through his mouth.
Gross.
I was having lunch with a girl friend, and I was noticing she was getting annoyed, which is nothing unusual whenever I'm around people.
Okay.
But after I was putting food in my mouth with a fork, she goes, "Would you mind stop scraping your teeth on the fork, please?" Which I didn't even know was a thing.
You
But
probably didn't even realize you were doing it.
And I didn't, and apparently that's something that bothers a lot of people. So of course I kept doing it for the rest of
You're
the
horrible.
time we were eating. But yeah, scraping your teeth on the fork
Or
too.
the spoon in the bottom of a cereal or a soup bowl clanging over and
when you
over
hear
and
it
over again.
nonstop? That'll do it. That'll definitely do it.
My dad knows, like, my thing is like when cutlery, a fork and a knife gets to the china plate, like gets to
That drives you
the
nuts?
plate,
Yeah.
and it makes that like almost nails on a chalkboard sound. He'll just he'll take his fork and he'll slowly start going around so that you can't hear it at first, and then before you know it,
Try
it's
to
just
sneak
like,
up on it.
Yeah.
The fork.
So, Mike, what do you think is a like relationship? How do you know? Not like personally you, like not a relationship deal breaker, but how do you know when the relationship is over and it's time to call it quits?
I don't know because they've always broken up with me. You'll have to
poor
ask
thing.
them.
So we should call
Yeah,
all
I'm-
of Mike's exes.
You've
the
never
last
broken
one
up
to
with
know.
a girl?
I did break up with a girl in high school, and it wasn't her. It was me.
So admirable.
Were you just not that into her?
I
or-
recused myself of the relationship. Now there was another girl, and it was one of these things that I never should have broken up with her. Great girl, we never argued. She was awesome, but there was this other girl I had been interested in for a lot longer, and she knew of this girl, but it was a long distance thing, and so what are the chances of our dating? This long distance girl moved to our town.
Oh no!
Eventually, but
He rolled
she was
the dice.
she was
Kind of
just
sounds romantic, though.
she was just coming to visit before they moved in, and I knew that I was going to go see her,
Right.
just to have nothing crazy, but you would just see her when she came to town. And I knew I was going to do this, and so I told my girlfriend at the time, I'm going to do this, and I don't feel right about us still seeing each other, because it wouldn't be right if I went to see her and we were still together. Not that we were necessarily going to do anything, but I would feel bad.
Right.
And
See, you're nice. I would have just gone and not said a thing.
I know, right?
Well-
He did like the admirable thing, but that is really
That's
taking
nice.
a
That's
chance.
very nice of you.
in hindsight, I probably could have gotten a few more months out of the relationship, but I always felt bad
Milked
about
it
that.
to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
But any
Oh,
one
man.
particular thing to where it was over, yeah, maybe. Well, I don't even think if you're just annoying people with what you do.
I think when you start prioritizing like friends and other activities over being with
I
the
could see
person,
that. Yeah.
that to me is like a signal that
avoiding
it's time
their
to
phone calls, avoiding them.
just like
No, but
yeah, like we'll catch up.
it sounds
I'm busy
terrible.
tonight, but like maybe like Thursday.
Ghosting is a real thing, and that's what I do. I tend to just ghost the person.
Hope they get the hint.
Right. I just stop answering
Somebody did
phone
that to
calls.
me.
It's a terrible thing
Oh,
to do.
you
But
get
it's
no
so
closure.
much easier. It's so much easier. You
Like
just
I'd
leave it
rather
to the
have
wind.
a big fight with somebody or found out that they cheated on me, like than just you disappear and like I never know why. It's like you just don't have no closure.
Okay, for the person that it's affecting, it's horrible. But the person doing it, it's just like,
Spring's like it feels so good.
I know. It sounds so selfish. It really does. But it's really the easier way to go. It's terrible to do. Terrible. But if you are the person that needs to break up with someone, ghosting sounds like the most amazing option.
Yeah,
Don't do it, but I understand
I call
why
that a
you do
coward,
it.
but I
Try-
love you.
I'm trying to.
I'm a total coward when it comes to breaking up.
No, I think ghosting is the sexy word for dodging someone.
My last relationship, my last and only relationship, that's probably why, I messed up. I cheated on him, And I really could have just gone without telling him, but I just needed an excuse to get out, and I found the excuse. And that's also not a way to go about it, because I am a coward when it comes to ending things. It's horrible.
Do you also think that need to tell someone what you've done is actually not you being this virtuous, like, honest person, is more than unburdening yourself of that
completely.
lie?
For sure. It's to make me feel better, because now it's like, oh, it's off my conscience. He knows about it. I don't have to worry about it now. Of course, the other person isn't going to feel better. They're going to feel even worse. Now he wants to know who was it with. And then he goes down the horrible rabbit hole of stalking social media.
Maybe
but hey, the deed was done.
all y'all out there can let us know, how did you know a relationship you were in was over, and did you end it when you got that son?
Right. How'd you go about it? Did you ghost them? Did you actually step up and say what the problem was? Or are you just as terrible as me and you found a different way out?
All right, Mike looks like he's got something highlighted in green that's on his mind.
I have a question that you will think about when I ask you, but it's one of these situations that will linger, and I think you're going to be thinking about this long after you hear it. For $5 million, and I want your honest answer, because this could happen.
Right, of course.
For $5 million, knowing that somewhere in the world, one random person would die in exchange for you getting the $5 million, would you agree to it?
Yes.
You don't know the person. Would you agree to accepting the $5 million? And when you do, the deal will be done. It'll be set. You cannot back out of it.
I want to say yes. But I would feel so bad about it.
But this feels like one of those riddles where it actually comes back and I'm the person that dies and never gets to spend the $5 million.
No, it won't be you. It'll be somebody you don't know.
But it could be someone else offered the same deal and it comes back to you.
Did you say someone that I don't know? Meaning that
Someone
it would
you don't
not
know.
be my immediate family?
No.
Someone you do not know.
Then yes, I will take the money.
Right? When
For
he
$5
said
million?
that, I thought,
Yes.
oh yeah. I mean,
If it was random and it could be anybody,
Right.
I would just think you don't tempt fate. And so, no, I wouldn't take the money. This is $5 million get you nowadays anyway.
How about when you agree to do it, you will see a photo of that person who it will happen to.
nah, it's like reading an obituary, except
For
you're the one
$5
responsible.
million.
Yeah.
You will see a photo of that person.
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay. I'd feel messed up, but I know it'll probably
Well,
last for what, 2-3 days, and I'll get over it.
I would feel messed up until I started spending all that money and taking my vacations
Right.
around the world.
Exactly.
Going to visit the place that person, maybe give that family $1 million.
Which
Oh,
would
you're
be
so
$5 million?
generous.
which
She's
would
a
be
million.
harder to accept, knowing not knowing what the person looks like, not knowing anything about the person, or agreeing to it and then seeing what that person looks
Definitely
like.
harder to agree to it than see who the person is and what they look like.
As long as I'm only seeing the photo and you're not giving me like a Save the Children backstory about their life and how much they mean to other people,
See,
photo's enough.
As soon as you show me that photo, though, I would immediately, my mind would start going into overdrive. Who is this person? Who else has seen this person? What now? I want to know the story now that I have a face to it.
But is it just a curiosity or is it empathetic?
Probably a little bit of both. And I have that person's photo right here, right now.
I'm trying
It's
to
probably me.
stop. I'm trying to envision a person in front of me and the $5 million on the other side.
Are they good looking or bad looking?
I imagine an old woman already
old
on the
woman.
way out.
Why does it have to be a woman?
I don't know. I just picture an old woman.
Because you'd rather an old woman die and you get $5 million for it than someone young.
No, it's
Well,
just
what
what
if
I
it's
imagine
one
in
of
my head.
these, like, military guys, like, that's trying to overthrow the government in some third world country, and he's like raping women and chopping off the limbs of kids and recruiting children into like a child army. If like that person died, I'd be like, yeah.
But what if it's a beautiful little child with big eyes and
No,
a
it's not a child.
curiosity for the world?
That won't be a child.
Okay. All right. So that makes me feel a little better.
So
At least
it's
not
not
a
random.
child.
It is random, but
There's an age limit.
not yes.
Okay,
Very
so
true.
there are no good-looking people, no cute kids.
Okay,
There's an
good to
age
know.
limit.
Save
It's
the
no
world.
one we know.
Right.
So then the answer is YES.
Heather's in.
I'm in.
I said I was in.
You were in as soon as I said $5 million.
I'm probably going to get struck by a
soon as
bolt
I
of
said
lightning later today.
Death
but-
and $5 million. I'm in.
But
What?
I'm also just talking. I'm pretty sure in a real situation, I would probably say no. Because my morality will come in.
$5 million.
I know. It sounds
Could
insane.
you live with yourself?
Yeah.
And you don't have to explain how you got the $5 million
Look,
to anybody.
Every single time I'm driving, I always wonder what it would feel like to actually hit someone with a car and everything that happens afterwards. Not that I would feel pleasure from
No,
it.
I know.
just want to know what would
Did you
what
say
would I
every
feel
single time you drive the car?
every single time
That
I drive.
is my biggest fear in driving a vehicle, is not getting into some horrific accident where maybe I lose my life. I am
Right.
petrified of hitting
Another
a
person.
human being.
Me too. I just don't want to imagine the impact on that that family's life, and then what will happen to me. Like,
No
is
pun
it going
intended.
I just think it's like bad juju to like know that like
Right.
you're responsible for wiping out a life, whether it
Yeah.
was accidental.
But I have a
or-
lot
Those
of
accidents
weird
happen.
thoughts. The same way I say I have the same thought of how it would feel to jump in front of a train. And this is a common thought. I'm not the only weirdo
Do you
who has
know what?
thought about this.
Spring. I think maybe it's because you've been reincarnated and you're curious about past lives.
That could be it.
Maybe our medium, Linda Shields, the Jersey Shore medium, can explore this with you.
I swear, I used to be an Egyptian princess.
I know.
And I know it. I feel it in my blood.
She wasn't a peasant.
No, I wasn't a peasant.
And just like me,
I was royalty.
I was on the Titanic, but I was in first class and I got off the boat.
Will you be able to read hieroglyphs if?
I don't know.
Oh.
Because I have a strong attachment to history. I like civilization. And I like people with power. So I have a feeling that I either was Cleopatra, probably not, or someone in her vicinity at that time.
Or like Joan Crawford.
No, I was definitely not Joan Crawford. I refuse to be her. Marilyn Monroe, sure, but I know that's reaching.
But an Egyptian princess.
Doable.
Totally
Doable.
doable. Don't I look like I could have some sort of Egyptian traits?
I definitely wouldn't mess with you. If
See?
this was like medieval times, like I know that you're planning a coup or some sort of thing to
I love the French
overthrow.
Revolution. The French Revolution is one of my favorite time periods in history.
Except for all the people that almost starved to death, it was
Aside
great.
from that,
If
yeah.
we are
just the war
reincarnated,
methods.
though, would we look like, or would we resemble or look similar to
Yes.
what we have been reincarnated from?
I believe so.
Or would we
yes.
look totally different?
No, I don't think you would. No, yeah, I think you would be reincarnated with the same.
Why?
face.
There's no DNA.
No,
or
you're
anything
not
attached.
having.
It's just
you
spirit.
wouldn't
Your
be having
spirit.
the same
Since I was a
parent.
child, this is gonna sound so
I'm-
messed
I'm
up.
like a little something
This
different.
is a
Listen.
safe space around the mic on
Okay.
SoJo 1049. This is a safe space in this room.
This is fantastic.
Speak
because
freely.
When I've been in Catholic school all of my life, and they say God creates each and every single person in His own image. And I remember I said in my second grade class, how is that possible? No one has that much imagination. Because that is just millions of years of people with different faces, each and every single one. And then how do you explain twins? So with reincarnation, I do believe that you're using the same face over and over. Have you ever seen The Fountain with
Yes,
Hugh Jackman
yes.
and I always forget her name.
Rachel
Weisz. There we
Mm-hmm.
go. She has the same face in each and every single time she's reincarnated.
I don't know. I just feel like it could be your life form that comes through, which is why maybe you're sympathetic or not to certain things, is why you feel drawn more to certain things. Maybe like my love for cats and saving animals has to do with the fact that maybe I was one.
Possible.
You know, I don't know. It's like I have big issues with Scientology and
You can't say that.
I can't.
You can't say that.
She's in a safe space. She just said so.
Okay.
But okay.
I know it's religion. We're not supposed
Leah,
to talk
Leah
about that.
Remini is having big problems. With
I
it.
know she
I
is, and I'm fascinated. Okay, I should just say I'm fascinated by it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because John Travolta and Tom Cruise will show up in a white van.
They will, yeah, and
Is it
kidnap
horrible if I ask for an autograph before anything happens?
me. You can kidnap me, but first, could you sign this, please?
Abduct me and take me to the spaceship. But first, I want an
Creator of
autograph.
Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, believed that when you die, it's
Right.
because your spirit, your soul, has done all it can in this physical form and is ready to move on to the next. What if the white light that we see apparently when we pass on is really the light that we see at the end of the birth canal coming back again? Like, I don't know.
You're just Blue Spring's mind. Look at her. She has hands over mouth,
It takes a lot to render spring silent.
eyes wide
so
open.
it's a very
Because I've had so many theories. These are shower thoughts. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
oh,
You're
yeah.
standing in the shower and you just think of the weirdest things. Like, a common thought for me is that if a meteor hit right now, I wouldn't even know it. And the last thing I was doing, I was in the shower.
You would hope you wouldn't know it. You hope you wouldn't be part of the shockwave part where you feel the vibration coming and then whoosh.
Again, open mouth, Springs.
This has turned into a very existential conversation.
I guarantee when this podcast is done, I'm going to go back into the True Jock Lounge and just not like rock back and forth
You're
in my
not gonna
chair.
cry.
No,
Okay.
no. I'm just going to shake a little bit. It'll be
Okay.
fine. I'll be okay.
Oh, good.
Woo!
All right.
But I always thought that if anything, one of the many types of ways you could be reincarnated is that what if you're just reliving the same life over and over and over and over?
Like Groundhog Day?
Exactly like Groundhog Day, except it's your whole life.
Oh, wow.
Right. Like, you don't live different lives. You're living the same exact life, going through all these theories.
Here's what
Everything's
I
set
can
in
tell
stone.
you. I can't do this again. So that's the case.
I would do it again. I would still get my lit tattoo at 21. Why not?
Yeah, I have an interest in reincarnation, and especially what do they call it, past life regression.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like to do as an artist and photographer, I'm a very visual person. I would like to be, I guess you have to be hypnotized or something in order to go into a past life regression.
Really?
And this is when they put you under, and then you take, if you had a past life, you then take on that person in this hypnotized past life regression. And I would love to be regressed and then draw a self-portrait
That
While
would be
you're
interesting.
hypnotized.
Yeah.
to see what I look like.
Oh my gosh, you know
Wow.
that portrait that you did where it's like it's like homage to Van Gogh.
Yes.
What if
Man
like,
with felt hat.
You know, I was going to say that.
what if like
Because
you
that's
were
one of
related
Mike's
to him or
idols.
something and that's what you draw again? That would be
Right.
so crazy.
How would you feel?
I don't know.
Would it explain your interest in him
Uh,
and why you're so
Or
fascinated?
in art to begin with.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It would come full circle. Oh, how interesting.
I want to
Can
be
we do this now?
hypnotized.
Right.
yeah, I need to know.
I'm a little wary
somebody-
about hypnotism just because of the movie Get Out. And I know no one's going to do that to me, but it's still really scary because there's a part in the movie, I'm not going to release any spoilers, but he goes into a sunken place and he's physically here, but his mind is really deep inside his body.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to imagine how that would actually feel while I'm hypnotized. Like,
I
that
would
just
think
sounds
that it
terrifying.
would feel like you were in a very vivid dream, and you have that feeling where your body is so asleep and so heavy
Right.
that it's like almost like you are void of movement. You
Yeah.
can't. I'm imagining it would feel like that, and I don't know that I would believe in hypnotism
Right.
had I not seen wife Karen
Oh my God.
hypnotized into a chicken.
She slipped into hypnosis like a old man into a warm bath.
Yeah, I think you do have to be. You have to give yourself over and be willing to do it because I
Yeah.
think if you fight it,
It won't work.
you won't. You're
Right.
not susceptible to it.
Maybe we should try this.
But when wife Karen was hypnotized and when she came back into the room, I mean, she had a total different look on her face that I had never seen before.
And she wasn't acting like this.
No, she's not that good an actress. She had this look, almost like, you know, when people talk about zombies, they see somebody where it looks physically, but you look into their
It's like
eyes,
invasion of the body
Yeah.
snatchers.
and it's just something totally different. That was the look she had in her. It was freaky.
It's mind control.
Yeah.
It is a form of mind control. And she thought she was a chicken. She was begawking and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're using hypnotism for good use.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
The person who hypnotized her made her do things that I know that she would never do
Really?
on the radio or in public ever.
Huh.
Yeah.
I really want to do this now.
So we're looking for someone if you
If you like,
if you know how to hypnotize
I think there's a
people.
guy in Absecon, Mark Patrick. He
Right.
advertises, but I think maybe it's just to stop people from smoking. But maybe he's got other skills, or maybe he knows somebody that
Totally
does.
want to try
We're gonna look
it.
into that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, what is going on in your world this week, Social Spring?
I don't know. I don't even know how we jump back from reincarnation, Scientology, and hypnotism.
To
Video gaming as a scholarship to get into university.
oh, HE double hockey sticks and
That's right. The University of Utah has become the first big school to use video gaming as a sports scholarship.
Is it
as a
skill?
sports scholarship?
Is it a skill?
Sure.
When there are
Is it
only
a skill worth getting a scholarship for?
How's it any different
As
than
a sports scholarship?
say golf? How's it any different than
Golf is at least physical. Video gaming is mental.
And there's a video game that has been created that has an end. There's an end point to it. Do you know what I mean? There's no once you beat it, it's like done.
Right.
So I couldn't get in to college for winning a game of Trivial Pursuit, could I?
No.
Could I get in for beating somebody in Battleship or Monopoly?
And
There's an end to that.
They're
Like,
saying because there is competitive video gaming,
Yeah, it's a big thing.
but I just don't see it as scholarship worthy.
They're supposed to be doing more and more. I know that the Showboat is going to be marketing itself
Right.
towards millennials, and that is one of the big,
Esport competitions.
yeah, the
right.
esport competitions. They're
I think
bringing.
that's a fabulous idea to
Atlantic
bring
City.
revenue into Atlantic City. But like, what's next? I get a music scholarship off Guitar Hero because I mastered that.
Exactly. Like, how is that fair?
So the video game scholarship, it falls under the category of sports scholarships.
Sports. Yeah.
There may be a scholastic reason for that when it comes to the funding. I don't know, but just even as a scholarship, playing video games. See, I would be embarrassed as a parent to say, oh, "Yeah, my little Johnny got into
I know.
accepted to the University of he's on scholarship."
Oh,
really?
yeah?
What
For what?
For gaming. Like, okay, let's just reward total lethargy and laziness.
I could already hear my mom saying, well, had I known that we can have a scholarship for that, I would not have limited Randy's gaming skills.
Oh, yeah.
Because she always limited how much he was using the Xbox and PlayStation because she thought she was helping him. Not like she
All right.
did not
I
realize
have a
that she could be
question
hindering
then.
him.
What video game or board game were you so good at
You could get
you
a scholarship.
could have
for?
gotten a scholarship on?
Parcheesi.
Parcheesi?
Which is the most random board game to be amazing at, but I am awesome at Parcheesi. So much so, I wrote a college essay on it.
You did?
I did.
What college course did you write that for?
It was to get into college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
To
yeah.
see.
get into college.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's about as crazy as my admission
God.
letter. What about you? What were you so good at?
I grew up a poor child on the banks of the Mississippi River, and we didn't have much money.
All right, Huck Finn.
But my parents bought me a handheld video game, 9-volt. It was one of those 9-volt handheld video games to where it was like basketball, but you could also play soccer
Was it
on
like
it
Tecmo
too.
Super Bowl? Like the
Kind of like that.
Yeah, it was like you just press the buttons from left to right, and it was like shoot the basket
And it was
Oh,
a little,
I know those
from
games.
one to
little
the next.
blinking light,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this
yeah.
red blinking light.
Oh my gosh, they
And
were
I-
the best.
I played it so much that I memorized the pattern of the movement of each individual player or dot
Oh, my.
for the entire game, and I was racking up scores like
That is
crazy.
hand-eye coordination.
And I don't know. There's some sort of mental capacity with memorizing the movement of the 11 players on the court or whatever it was. I was really good at that. I scored 298 points in a basketball game.
I was amazing at Mall Madness.
You know what? That does not surprise me whatsoever.
No, I really was good at Mousetrap
I like Mousetrap.
and Rock and Roll Jeopardy, man.
I was pretty good at Trivial
rock
Pursuit.
and roll trivia or
Trivial
any kind
Pursuit
of
was
trivial
pretty
My
good.
family
Yeah.
loves any type of trivia games.
I have never
Like
won a
categories,
game
stuff like
of
that.
checkers or Connect Four in my
What?
entire life. I have never won a game of tic tac toe,
How?
Connect Four, or checkers because I'm not good at question and answer. I can do
Right.
strategy games.
Okay.
I cannot see. You need to be able to see the second and the third move.
Right.
I can't see beyond what I'm looking at. It's just
That would be chess. I was pretty good at chess.
which my dad is teaching me how to play because I want to get better at understanding it, but also in life it can help you see the second and the third move. And my dad's a great chess player, so trying to learn. But I've never won a game of
chess.
checkers.
Is a great way to kill time when the power goes out too.
You know, I don't know how to play chess whatsoever, so maybe I should try that too.
Maybe when my dad teaches me,
Yeah.
I'll teach
And
you.
you could teach me, then we could take on Mike. Because I'm pretty sure I cannot
We
do
can
that
play
on my
each
own.
other because we'll
Right.
both be rooks. Oh no, rooks. Well, never see. I'm bad at this already.
I don't even
We'll be
understand the
rookies.
reference.
She said rookies.
There's rorks, right?
Rooks.
Rooks.
Rooks. Rooks?
There's little tiny thing. No, they're pawns.
Okay.
Hold on. There's pawns, rooks.
Yeah, the rooks are the what people also call them the castle
Spring would be good at this
They're-
because you
they're at
must
the opposite
protect
ends
the queen.
of the back.
The
Oh,
whole goal of
done.
chess is to protect the queen. At
That's
all
the only
times.
rule that I actually know from chess. That is it. And that there's also a knight, and I think he can move 2 spaces.
And there's horsemen.
Is that not the knight? Is that different
Yeah.
from the knight?
Third of the night.
Right.
They're the same.
Yeah, the
Oh.
horse piece is.
I have
the
a
knight.
long way.
Chess tournaments
to go.
are really interesting.
What's
though.
fascinating about chess, though, this is a game that you can truly, it's almost like soccer. You can go anywhere in the world, and sit down with somebody and play a game of chess with
And
them.
it's the same.
Have you ever done
Yeah.
that?
Very mathematic.
I did in Amsterdam. They had one of these outdoor
I love that.
chess
Yeah.
They
boards
have
where
those in Central Park.
the pieces are like 4 feet high. And
Right.
You pick them up and move them.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
you did
fun.
those. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you win?
No, because I had to go to the bathroom and I couldn't finish the game.
Games
so.
of chess can go a long time.
They
Like
can.
my dad and my brother used to just start a game, and like whenever they were in the room together, they would just make their next move, and then like it would be dinner time, and then we would go have dinner, and they would come back to it later.
See that I like. I don't like the chess where you got the clocks. You
Yeah.
have the clock and you
Why?
got to hit the timer.
I kind of like
Too
that.
much pressure.
Well, that's for here we go.
Competitive chess.
Do they
have
do
scholarships? That's what
scholarships
I'm
for
wondering.
chess?
I feel like I would
must.
allow
I
that.
think that they
Yeah.
do.
I think I would just say that's okay
They have chess clubs. I know that. In our high school, they had that.
because
I'm on the fence about this, so I'm gonna have to come back to whether I think
How about video chess?
scholar.
They have video game chess.
yeah, they
it's,
do.
It's just like the real thing.
I
Except
feel like
it's on the
that's fine.
screen.
It's just virtual. It's the same thing. You're just
Virtual,
not in person.
right?
You can learn how to play that way also. By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Because it's a complicated game.
It
It's
is.
a lot of stuff you got to memorize.
Have you ever? Do you know the rules to Minesweeper? Do you remember that game?
The one that you could just play on like Microsoft
Right.
Windows.
Does anyone actually know what the
I
rules
just
for that
click
game
click
is?
around until I hit a bomb,
Right.
and then it tells me I lose.
Every single time I thought I figured it out. Doesn't
No.
work.
And I've read the manual.
Did
Maybe
you
I'll-
read the manual to Minesweeper?
Well, I was Spring when I don't understand a game. Like pinball is my jam. I
Oh,
have
I
to
love
pull the
pinball.
thing and hit the little flappers,
Right.
and I'm done. I am a queen at the South Park pinball machine on the Ocean City Boardwalk. But I get so frustrated when I cannot understand why I'm not winning something. This is like
Same.
the competitive streak that I have. That I will have to go in and like read it. Like Mike's 8-year-old son and I were trying to figure out this online pinball game
Okay.
when we were out at the Dubliner for St. Patty's Day, and we could not figure out why we couldn't get things to move. And so I went in and I read the entire manual until I got it, and I wind up messaging an 8-year-old on Instagram going, I figured it out. Here's how you do it.
And he's probably just like, what are you talking
So
about?
I read. No, he knew. This is really sad. My social life is compromised. But I went in and I read the manual, and I still could not figure it out. Minesweep.
Yeah, I didn't even realize there was a manual for it. I don't think I would read it, but good to know there is one.
I have one last question for y'all.
Ready for it.
It's very personal.
Okay.
All right.
How do you eat your chocolate bunny?
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks.
I eat it head first because I don't want to hear it scream.
So you're not somebody who just breaks it all into pieces and then eats it?
No, I
Did-
chomp it.
You dismember your bunny before you eat it?
No, I don't. I start with the ear.
Okay. You eat it, and you eat it intact, but just start.
Some people start
chewing
with the
at
butt.
ear.
They bite the
That's so
tail and
strange.
eat its. They eat the bunny's butt.
Right.
But,
Like, what are you doing?
how do you eat your bunny?
Straight up top to bottom, I guess.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
I think they
Start
say
with
that
whatever
there's.
sticks up more ears.
It says a lot about your personality. How you eat an Easter bunny is a reflective of like your personality.
So if you eat it
God's
top
sake.
down, what does that mean?
You're a
awesome.
traditionalist. You do things from top to bottom, like you're a to-do list type of person.
Yeah, I would say so.
You're unconventional if you start from the bottom up, and you are just all over the place and very chaotic and volatile if you're somebody who breaks it up into a bunch of pieces.
Borderline criminally insane.
Wow.
Taking it out
Who
on the
knew?
poor chocolate bunny. It's so sad.
So it's a good test if you take someone out on a date just to see where they fall on the scale.
You just like sit the chocolate
You just
bunny
give them
on
a
the side
chocolate
of the
bunny.
table.
Let's see how they handle that.
Brought this here for you.
That is a very Freudian
ahead.
test.
Go
I
ahead and
like
eat it.
that.
Yeah.
How do you eat your bunny?
Hey,
can
we
eat
do
it.
have someone new in the True Jock Lounge. We could definitely test her out. Just leave the bunny
Yeah.
and watch her eat it and see
Yeah.
what happens.
We have
Yeah.
to leave a little note attached to it that says, eat me.
Eat me.
Just in case it wasn't obvious.
Well,
Oh my gosh. All right.
Good to
And your
know.
random thought for the day, banging your head against the wall burns 150 calories an hour. So there you go.
okay. My grandfather used to say he loves to hit himself in the head with a hammer because it feels so good when he stops.
I
There you
think
go.
we have some
I have no
insight
words.
into.
No words.
Uh,
I'm done.
okay. Yeah. So chew on that, banging your head against the wall. If you're having a bad Thursday or a bad week, you're still burning calories. So there
What
you
was
go.
wrong with him?
He
He's a
hit
man ahead of his
himself
time.
in the head with a hammer because when he stopped, he liked the way it felt.
It feels fantastic when you stop.
That's why. Oh my God.
Try it.
All right.
Hurts like a bugger when you're doing it.
Oh gosh, thanks for checking out this episode of Around the Mic. Subscribe, give us a great rating if you like it.
I
Let
have to
us
talk to him every morning.
I
This is
know.
what you have me talk to every
let us
morning.
know how you feel about these topics. You can always comment. We post this on YouTube and on Facebook. You can comment there to let us know what you think about kids getting scholarships for gaming, how you eat your chocolate bunny. We want to connect with you.
We are not responsible if you do actually hit yourself in the head with a hammer.
Yes.
Not responsible for that.
What do we say?
Now we're
It's
legally covered.
A disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Yes,
Yes,
we
that's
are.
what we need.
We are recusing ourselves from responsibility of hammer hitting.
Just trust me, it feels real good
on
when you
yourself
stop.
or anyone else for that matter. They are Mike Richmond and Social Spring of the Mike Show, weekdays 5:30 to 10 on SoJO. I'm Heather DeLuca, and we will talk to you next week for another episode of Around the Mic. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.